Hey there guys, I hope you guys are having a great day. And today we'll be looking at the Figuarts Hinata from Naruto. And as you can see, they did a good job making the figure, as it does look pretty nice. However, I do not like the thing that's around her neck, as it make that area of the figure very bulky, and if you're not careful, it can cause the hairpiece to fall off. That hood piece from the jacket is actually glued in the front, but in the rest of the area it's actually just laying there. And it is made of a softer plastic, however it sticks up way too much. Now when it comes to the hair, you can actually remove it, as you can swap it out for a more windswept version. Now I don't know if this is just on my copy, but when it comes to the faceplates, I don't find the connection to be very good. It feels like the front hairpiece is what's keeping it in place. The hair is made of a softer plastic, and you add on top of that the articulation point, and it pretty much does a good job of staying out of the way. So you don't have to worry about it interfering with the articulation. It's mostly going to be the hood piece that gets in the way. Now when it comes to the hood piece around the jacket, it's not the worst thing in the world. I understand why it's there, but it is kind of annoying to deal with from time to time, as if you're not paying attention it will bulk up and it'll get in the way of the articulation. And as you can see, when it interferes with the hair, it'll bring the faceplate down with it. And yes, the headband around the neck is actually a separate piece. By the way guys, can you guys let me know in the comments if you guys think figures like this should just have a removable jacket? I was at Walmart and I saw that McFarlane had a DC Multiverse Mr. Terrific, and the jacket was completely removable. And those figures are usually like $30 or $35. Alright, and I've taken off the skirt piece just to show you how high up the legs can go. As you can see, it can't quite do the perfect splits, but it is pretty close. I still do not like how they designed their thighs, as they stick out too much and it just looks ugly. And it's not like it helps the articulation in any way. Figuarts really needs to stop doing this. And this right here is what I mean. As you can see, the thighs stick out a little bit too much, and if it wasn't for that, the legs would be able to go up slightly higher with the skirt piece on. And even though the skirt piece is made of a soft material, the cuts on the sides, they don't go high enough, and as a result they'll always hinder the leg articulation. And now it's time to show off the accessories. Now keep in mind it does come with 5 faceplates, however one of them is for Naruto. You can see you get the alternate hair, 6 pairs of hands, and the effect piece for her attack. Now when it comes to the faces, here is a more neutral expression. And this one is more of a happy expression. This one is more of a serious expression. And here is a more screaming, angry expression. Now one thing that I have to be critical of, it has to be with the Bakugan. If you don't know, whenever they use that ability, they have like these wrinkles on their eyes. And unfortunately, I don't think you'll be able to see them on this camera, as they're very hard to see. They should have done a little bit more to make them stand out. And that applies to all the faces that are using that ability. And lastly, here's another serious face, but unlike the previous one, this one is using the Bakugan. Alright, and now I'm going to show you how to put on the effect piece. However, it's a bit of annoying to deal with, as you gotta remove the head in order to use the peg. And as you can see, it's pretty cool, and it actually does have articulation. And on top of that, they actually do have a little bit of paint in the front. And you get 2 of these, 1 for each hand, and I do like that it isn't just a static piece. Alright, now let's get through the articulation very quickly. As you can see, this is about as far forward and backwards the legs can go. And here is the knee bend. Just make sure you start with the lower half of the leg to get the full range. And it has thigh rotation, not to mention boot rotation as well. And the figure also has butterfly joints and arm rotation. And lastly, the figure also has neck articulation. And here's how she scales next to my upgraded Figuarts Hinata figure, and she seems to be the same size as Sakura. When it comes to the Figuarts Naruto line, I'm only getting the female figures and I hope we keep getting more of these. Now personally, I'm hoping we get an Anko figure, but honestly we're more likely to get a Tomari figure if we get another one. Alright guys, and now it's time for the cheek comparisons. Unfortunately, this being a Figuarts, it is a bit of a disappointment. If only they had a little bit more cheek on the leg and less on the crotch piece. Not to mention, because of how the thighs are designed, it's just not as appealing as these other figures. Figuarts seriously needs to up their game when they're getting beat by companies like Jetta Toys that produce figures at a much lower price point. Alright guys, and now we've reached the end of the video. Overall, I am pretty happy with this figure. It is annoying with the hood piece over the jacket, but aside from that, I say this figure is pretty good. Compared to Sakura, I would say this figure is definitely the winner. Anyway, now it's time for the size comparisons. And here she is next to my Snail Shell Zombie Grizza and Marvel Legends Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man. My Jetta Toy Street Fighter Cammy and Guile. My Mafex Marvel Gwenpool and DC Batman Hush. And lastly, my third-party Figuarts Zeno Vegeta and Zeno Goku. Anyway, I hope you guys liked the video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll be uploading more soon, and I'll see you guys next time.